Hey everybody, welcome to Anatomy of a Movie News for this week, September 17th. And here are 5 things that happened in Hollywood this week. Marissa, what's number 1?
Well, one of our Hollywood leading men, George Clooney, he's going to receive the Cecil DeMille Award at the Golden Globes in January.
Awesome. And Leonardo DiCaprio, also another leading man, was selected as the United Nations Messenger of Peace with a focus on climate change, which is pretty cool. And he established a foundation, his Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation, in 98, and it supports protecting the earth and its last wild places and the harmonious relationship between people and the environment, which is really cool.
And we've also mentioned on here that Leo has been doing shorts they do center around things like climate change that you can check out. He's getting a lot of recognition for not only producing them, but I believe he does a voiceover on one. He's very, very involved in not only being an activist, but being a film activist.
Yeah, so cool.
Very
Good
great.
job. Congrats, guys.
More on the guys. This one's coming more from the rumor mill than from the award arena. But Robert Downey Jr. is rumored to be joining the cast of the upcoming Assassin's Creed.
Cool.
Oh.
I think this could be really fun. He definitely has, the action up his belt. But he's supposed to be supposedly playing Leonardo da Vinci.
I love it. I think
That's
he's going to
great.
kill it.
After seeing Sherlock Holmes, which I was a fan of, he does have this weird balance of being rugged, totally being able to whoop some ass, but have intellect behind it.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it works. More on a little bit on Assassin's Creed. We have more confirmed information from Michael Fassbender.
Yes.
He's the one who's saying that this is happening. It's supposed to be released in 2015. Robert Downey Jr., still a rumor, but I'm pushing for it.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Now, more serious note, back to the awards arena. For the first time ever, Panama has an Oscar racing film, foreign language. It's called Invasion. So this is a first time for them, and it's a really interesting topic. It deals with the American invasion of Panama in 1989. And this is interesting just because obviously right now the U.S. is considering sending troops to Iraq. Now we have this film coming out. It's a documentary style. It's done by the director is Abner Benaim, and basically it's documentary style that's interviewing regular Panama citizens who were there during this time, getting their perspective. You kind of get to see where the facts line up and their point of view. Tons of critical acclaim, winner of the MasterCard Central America and Caribbean Audience Award and Best Documentary Audience Award at the Panama International Film Festival, which is a festival that's really on the rise. Panama's cinema in general is on the rise. Their government's really pushing for it in subsidies and funds. They have $700,000 in subsidies going towards
Oh my
film.
gosh.
They have 15% rebates on foreign shoots and local spending. They have a bunch of our big network execs were going down there for the festival. So we've got a lot to expect from them.
Wow, that sounds really, really cool.
And it's a huge feat. They are now in the race for an Oscar.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that, and especially seeing the American influence during that time. That should be interesting to watch.
And I think it's good for Americans to watch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Fair.
different
For sure.
perspective for sure.
World culture. But another fun news topic, Matt Damon and Paul Greengrass are currently in talks right now, to make another Bourne movie.
Okay, what does that mean with Jeremy Renner's Bourne sequel then?
Well, actually, the Jeremy Renner Bourne's Legacy sequel was supposed to be slated for July 16, 2016. But if this so-called in talks deal actually gets confirmed, it will push that date. It will actually replace that date and push the Legacy sequel to another time.
Wow.
It's kind of shady.
I
in a
think
way.
so
It is.
too.
Taking
It
the
is.
other person's date for the same film, and from what I remember, Matt Damon hasn't been too on board for this. And to finally just kind of switch around and be all gung ho, it just doesn't feel right. I'm not saying I'm not excited for him to reprise the role. I really like this series. I really like him in it. I just feel like that might cause some bad blood.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I feel so too. And Matt Damon says he wants to come back if Paul Greengrass comes back.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, the fifth and final thing that we have for you guys is the Imitation Game wins the Toronto Audience Award at the film festival, which just ended, and it was all announced 2 days ago. So that's awesome. The runner-ups were Learning to Drive and St. Vincent. But I'll tell you a little bit of something about the Imitation Game. It's a Weinstein Company release. So they're probably going to win another Oscar.
Probably.
Surprise.
Yeah, and it stars
Surprise.
Benedict Cumberbatch as a British mathematician who helped break Germany's Enigma code during World War II, but was persecuted after the war for being gay. Which, I mean, you got World War II, you got your LGBT rights. I mean, come on, it's set to win an Oscar.
And add Benedict Cumberbatch,
Right?
that's who everyone is in love with.
I know.
Amazing.
Little fun facts. The last 7 Oscar Best Picture winners have all screened at the Toronto Film Festival. And in that time, the Oscar winner has captured the Toronto Film Festival Award 3 times. We got Slumdog Millionaire in 2008, The King's Speech in 2010, and last year's winner, 12 Years a Slave. So it's looking good for The Imitation Game. But the runners-up, like I said, were Learning to Drive, which stars Patricia Clarkson and Ben Kingsley, who I love. And it was also St. Vincent, which stars Bill Murray and Melissa McCarthy. So a big comedy team right there doing really good at a film festival.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
That's
Yeah.
surprising.
Well, so people can start getting their Oscar ballots ready.
Yeah.
The contenders are coming out. You can start plotting your points. Get your money batches ready, guys. We'll
And-
start a bet here.
Yeah, and Panama has some documentaries that they're going to have to fight against because Beats of Antonovov won the People's Choice Award for the Best Documentary. And then Ethan Cox's character portrait, Seymour, an introduction, was runner-up, alongside with Do I Sound Gay, which I don't really know anything about, but I am extremely interested in seeing that documentary. It's with a title like that. Oh my
Those all
gosh.
sound really interesting.
Yeah.
Luckily, Panama won't have to run against them because I think it's being distributed in the foreign.
Just
film.
foreign, not. I wonder if they'll do documentary. I wonder if they'll push it.
see.
But there are also, 5 other films really being talked about from Toronto that didn't win, big prizes, but these are also, you might want to add these to your Oscar ballots. We have The Theory of Everything, which is Cumberbatch's Oscar competition with fellow Brit Eddie Redmayne.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yeah, and that's going to be great. We also have Top 5, which is Chris Rock's movie, which caused a huge bidding war, but Paramount reportedly won out with $12.5 million. So congrats, Chris Rock, because that's huge. Wild, which we've talked about, which is Reese Witherspoon's film based on the book.
She's the one getting a lot of acclaim for that.
Uh-huh.
So
Yes.
I think also Oscar contender.
Yeah, Rosewater, which is Jon Stewart's first directorial debut, so that's exciting. And then Cake with Jennifer Aniston. So, you got these big Hollywood stars and everybody's talking about it. So that's really exciting. Not all those films have release dates yet, but they should be hitting theaters, I would say November, December. Yeah, absolutely. Getting ready for Oscar season. In theaters right now, we have Maze Runner opening this week. A Walk Among the Stars, This Is Where I Leave You, Tracks, and The Guest. And all of them are doing really well on Rotten Tomatoes. And we'll be covering a few of them dissection-wise in the weeks coming up. And the top of the box office this week was No Good Deed, which is sort of that thriller. Dolphin Tale 2, Guardians of the Galaxy still in the top 3, and then rounding out the top 4 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So still some summer box office films up there.
I think this week is another week to really get back to theaters. At least in California, it's super hot, and you have some really good movies coming out.
Yeah, I'm
Or at least
excited.
a fun time.
Yeah, I'm excited to see movies this week.
I'm excited to see movies for the Oscar season. Sounds
Yes.
really good.
Yeah, there's a lot coming up. It's a good drum roll. Well, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. This was your Anatomy of a Movie news and the 5 things that you should know this week in film.